What is up, you guys? Bubbanator0610 coming at you with the first ever epic podcast brought to you by Bubbanator0610, universalox, and superscott.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys? We got a great show lined up for you here.
First thing we got is Pokemon Go and the news across the nation that it is sweeping.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I've never been a big Pokemon fan, but I've played it. It's actually pretty fun when you're playing it. So, like I said, I'm not a Pokemon fan, and I've managed to rack up some good Pokemons. I haven't got Pikachu yet, but I'm looking for him.
There's one by my house right now.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit myself too. It is an addicting game. It's real fun. This is the first, like I said, I'm not really a Pokemon fan either, but this is the first mobile game I've actually spent a little bit of money on. I've only spent like $10 on it or whatever, but it is saying something that I spent money on a mobile game, but not a bad little game.
Yeah, I've put my fair share of time into it so far. I mean, it does make the time go by a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I'd say it's like you go to somewhere and you pull it up and check and see if there's any Pokemons around, and you sit there and you try to capture them. You're like,
yeah,
I suck at it.
I'm like, yeah,
missing every shot.
Since I've gotten older, I don't know if just my hand-eye coordination is just way off, but it's bad. Like, I guess I overthrow, underthrow, curve throw. Yep. I mean, it's just bad. But besides that, our experiences, let's talk about what's been going on everywhere else. Scott, didn't you tell me earlier that there was armed robberies happening at Pokestops?
Yeah, I've seen in the news apparently like robbers and shit are putting lures on Pokestops and robbing kids and shit as they go there. It's pretty crazy. So
that is crazy.
Parents, watch your Pokestops, watch your back, stay alert at all times.
Be aware of your surroundings.
It's gotten crazy, man. It's sweeping the nation. I mean, Nintendo's come back with a 65% increase on their market.
Yeah, that's awesome for them.
I mean, this could literally put them back in the game and make the NX something. I mean, they haven't officially released anything on the NX yet, but this could really seriously throw some power money their way to do something out of this world.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
With the kind of revenue they're bringing in, I'm sure you'll see Microsoft or Sony trying to get a hold of Digimon or something. Do something similar.
It wouldn't surprise me one bit if this wasn't the next big craze. Like, I thought VR was going to take over the world, but now it's like mobile. I mean, everybody's got a phone.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole that's GPS gaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
and it's like we had talked about before, it's something that's been around for a long time. I'm not quite sure how long geocaching and Ingress have been around, but I know they've been around for over 10 years. I mean, I don't know how much farther, how much longer they've been out, but I know it's been a while. And Nintendo just capitalized on that, stamped Pokemon on it, and now it's like one of the biggest things worldwide, and it's going to get huge. Just imagine 2-3 years from now where that's going to be if it keeps progressing like it is now. I mean, I'm fairly certain that Nintendo has got something on their hands with this. And Pokemon
that's a name.
Is probably their biggest franchise, right? That's Nintendo's bread and butter. That and their handhelds.
Yep.
And I think with all the mobile that's going around now, their handhelds are on the decline because, like I said, everybody's got cell phones, so there's not really as much need for the handhelds. So I say kudos to Nintendo for capitalizing on their brand as well as they do, man.
Everybody goes back to Nintendo Pokemon, the card game. Well, whenever you say Pokemon to me, I remember red and blue on the game.
Red and blue.
That's what I remember. That's what I go back to.
Well, and speaking of everything they're doing with the GPS gaming, I kind of wonder if, since they are working with Google Earth and Google is a big part of it, Google Glass kind of right around the corner. I do wonder how much into gaming Google's going to get.
Oh yeah. I think they have the money and the power
Oh, they got the money and power.
Yeah, I mean, gamers are just popping up by the droves now. I mean, it used to be, you know, a taboo thing. Oh, I'm a gamer, you know. But now
it's like
now everybody's a gamer, dude.
Now everybody's gamers,
everybody's
right?
gamers, bro.
The ones of us have been doing it our whole lives are, you know, we're.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call us now. Ancient, I guess, but.
Yeah. Remember whenever you had the.
Yeah, the cartridge.
Yeah. So, speaking of cartridges.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Speaking of cartridges.
I thought this was pretty cool.
Yeah, Nintendo.
Something else by Nintendo. You gotta love it.
It's coming out with a miniature NES. It's got 30 built-in games. Having a little technical difficulties here.
I mean, it seems like a good value, but me personally, I don't think I would buy it. I never go back to the old school games, honestly.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a great idea though. I mean, there's a couple games on there I'd want to play.
60
for 30
bucks.
games.
Yeah, 60 bucks, 30
games. $2 a game. That's pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, they got some pretty decent games on here. Castlevania, that's an awesome game.
Yes.
Mega Man.
Castlevania 2.
Yep. The Legend of Zelda. Zelda 2. I mean, they got some pretty good games on here.
Kirby's Adventure.
Yeah.
Let me stop.
I mean, it's just
seriously though.
I don't think for 60 bucks now for $60 if they threw in something you could pop a cartridge into, where I could play my old NES games, I'd be all over.
That would be awesome.
You know, I'd be all over it. But I mean, they just. I think they're going to drop the ball with this one. I mean, a clinch market might get it, like somebody that's our age that has kids that's, you know, really young, that they could just throw them in front of and just play a little game.
Exactly.
Know what I mean? And then they can
It's got its audience.
Yeah, then they can see how hard it used to be back in the day whenever you couldn't save a game every 5 seconds.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I think this is going to be a clinch market for a certain type of people.
Absolutely.
Well, it's not a big surprise that this came out. You have like the Sega Genesis and the Atari, and I want to say it's AR Games that put it out, but theirs actually takes the cartridges and it's got like 30 to 60 some pre-installed games.
That's right.
You know, and you can use the HDMI cable and stuff, and I can't remember if it actually lets you save it, but I am kind of surprised it took Nintendo this long to put one out, honestly.
Yeah. I think a lot of
Hold on, guys. I gotta check something here.
I think a lot of their problems was with the I don't know if it would really be branding, but I think more of it would be that they've got their hands full with the Wii U, trying to stay in the market for the AAA games and stuff like that. I think that's where Nintendo's really been dragging their feet at, and what they've been spending most of their money and time into.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties, so sorry about
guys,
that.
You know, bear with us. This is our first podcast. We're still trying.
So there's going to be mistakes.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure things out. Let's talk about backwards compatibility with Xbox One. What kind of a sensation that's made on the market. I mean, it's been huge.
It has been. It's a huge success. And I'd say Sony is probably grieving this completely, that they didn't try to go with this option. And they said, oh, it won't work. It won't work. And I beg to differ, because it's working. It is absolutely destroying it.
Look at the sales alone that Red Dead Redemption has gotten in the last week, just from becoming backwards compatible. I mean, it's you know, it's a no-brainer. It's a win-win.
Exactly. I think PlayStation's biggest play at this was, if they went backwards compatible, it kind of made the whole PlayStation Now completely pointless, and they dumped so much money into that, and they just don't want to, you know, go out and say, hey, this was a big fuck up, it was a failure, we should have just went backwards compatible to begin with.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
All righty then. Let me change my audiences over there.
All right. So, Scott, I mean, I've got a PlayStation. I don't really know much about PlayStation. Besides that, the AAA games that I play for PlayStation. Would you go into a little bit more detail about what PlayStation Now is?
If you don't know what it is, I really wouldn't look into it too much because, like I said, it was just a fucking failure. But from that, it basically was, hey, you're not going to buy this game, you're just going to rent it. And to me, it was just kind of a quick money grab.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Okay,
games that, you know, you're just literally renting. And that's literally all it was. And, like, other options like Redbox and stuff like that, you could actually get it cheaper if you wanted to rent it compared to just flat out buying it.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, it was a huge mistake. And then, like, you still had certain games that were remade in HD for the PS4, and I don't think PlayStation Now really caught on, to be honest.
Now,
Right.
Didn't they make a version of PlayStation Now that was supposed to be like a plug-and-play thing? You could plug into your TV and have your little PlayStation 3 controller and play without a console that was a straight streaming service?
Yeah, you could, but like I said, I really didn't get into it. For me, when I had my PS3, I just played my PS3 titles, and when I got my PS4, you know, I just played my PS4 titles.
Well,
Right.
I'm sure you could probably go to GameStop or even on Craigslist and buy a PlayStation 3 for the price that it would cost you to get a couple games streaming from PlayStation Now for a few days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And, like, I mean, I still got my PS3. I mean, it's collecting dust now. I hardly ever turn it on, but you know, most people have it. I mean, you can, like you said, you can buy a PS3 now for like $100 easy, and that would just be a lot cheaper to fork out the money, get one if you don't own one, and then just go, you know, buy the games rather than use PlayStation Now. And it's just, in the long run, it's going to be a lot cheaper for you.
Now, are you guys like me? I haven't been on PlayStation since PlayStation 2. And I know you both you guys have PlayStations, but me personally, I've been just caught up in so much Xbox and the achievements. I never really even thought about going back to PlayStation. I want to get a PlayStation 4, though, because there's some sick games that are coming out for PlayStation. And I do want to put this on the record and tell you, all our fans and people that are watching us, none of us here are like hardcore Xbox. We mainly prefer playing on our Xbox, but none of us are hardcore Xbox fanboys who are going to say, if you don't think Xbox is the best console to play on, we're going to slice your tires on your vehicles, because that's not us. We don't do that. So, but yeah, I am the only one in the group that doesn't have a PlayStation 4, so I'm a little bit behind. I really want to get one, and I think that the Neo coming out, if it does come out this year, I'd like to grab one of those up, but I don't know if it's going to come out this year or not. What are you guys thinking?
It's hard going to be for a console to come out this year that they wouldn't even announce at E3. I just don't see it happening. Okay,
so I had a theory on that. I thought two things. One of the things was, you know, the Microsoft's press conference was a little bit earlier, right? So they came out, they gave these big numbers. Okay, so how would Sony look if they came out this year? And they were like, well, if we bring it out this year, we just won't talk about it. We'll keep everything hidden, and we'll still bring it out this year. Or they said, okay, let's go back, trash everything, start over, and make it stronger. So it's going to be one of those two things. I personally don't know what they're going to do, but
I'm sure that nothing's been set into production yet, where they're making production
neither
models.
one of them have.
So I really don't believe that they'll be able to come out this year. That's why Xbox was pushed so far back till next year. At least they have a set in stone, I guess, graphics system that they're going with.
Right. But weren't you telling me that they had some newer technology come out that's like already going to be more powerful than what it's going to be?
Oh,
and
that
it's
was
supposedly cheaper.
That was for the PC. PC just released Pascal for their graphics engines. I can't remember what the old one was. I'm just now touching the waters on PC gaming. I always thought it was kind of taboo. You had to be a genius to get into PC gaming, but you know,
apparently not.
Yeah, apparently not. So I just started treading waters on that, and it's pretty amazing what they could do now. I mean, for example, a graphics card they just come out with was like a 1070, and it's supposed to be faster than this graphics card they come out with just last year. That was like a $900 graphics card or something other, and this graphics card's only like $500 maybe, something like that. I mean, them aren't confirmed numbers, but I know it's like half the price and almost the same kind of efficiency.
Right.
So I mean, but it's amazing what's going to happen. I mean, you know, I hate to say what's going to happen to the console generation after the Scorpio and Neo comes out, but technology is just revolving so fast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Changing so fast that
absolutely
it's hard to keep up with. I mean, it's really hard to keep up with. So, talking about games and E3, what do you think about Gamescom? With
that's
PlayStation and Xbox not going to be showing up.
That's a sore subject. I mean, Xbox has already announced that they're going to have an Xbox Fan Fest, which is a cool idea. But what is it? This is something new for them. Yeah. I feel that the only reason they're not doing Gamescom is because they said, well, you know, our biggest rival's not going to be there again, so why bother?
Yeah.
You know, we've already pretty much, there's no competition. So they feel that, you know, if they're not going to do their, people can't say, oh, well, Xbox isn't going to be at Gamescom this year. Well, neither is Sony. So I think they made that move based off of knowing this, because it was kind of late for them to, you know, announce that they're not going to be there this time around.
And don't PlayStation usually go to the Tokyo Game Show? Ain't that what it's called? Ain't that something?
I think they do that one, and I'm pretty sure Microsoft doesn't go to that one though.
I think so.
But yeah, they do that one. Yeah.
And with both of them being such bigger names, like Blizzard, for instance, with World of Warcraft and stuff, so many of them have their own cons now that, you know, if Microsoft's going to do their own thing, I'm sure Sony will eventually just put out their own con as well.
Yep. I could see that happening. It was a great E3. I thought it was a great E3. I thought it was better.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Me personally, I felt that Sony had the best games this year. Not necessarily the best games, but they showed the best previews of their games, whereas Microsoft kind of, to me, last year they killed it, and everybody said that Sony won it, but I still felt Microsoft blew Sony away last year. But this year it just felt like the games for PlayStation were just a little bit better. Like, I was just more engaged by what was going on at the game trailers. And me personally, though, the Scorpio, they start talking about that, and it's a new console, and you're like, chub alert, right? Everybody's like, oh my God, I can't wait for the screw everything else. Let's talk about the Scorpio, right?
Yeah. So
that's kind of how I felt. With Xbox, definitely showed the best console. Well, the only console.
Right.
PlayStation showed the best overall games, but I think Nintendo showed the best game. I think Zelda looked the best to me overall.
Last Breath was pretty dope.
6 hours of the best game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, exactly.
It was ridiculous. And I think I watched every hour of it.
Yeah, every minute of it was worth it.
All right, speaking of E3 and PlayStation, how about in the rumor mill, we have Red Dead Redemption 2 and allegedly being pulled from PlayStation's E3. Oh, little error. Well, we'll go ahead.
Oh Lord, give it away. Give it away.
I don't know what happened here, but while we're here, we'll just go ahead and talk about this, because this is by far my favorite thing.
All right, before we get into this, we got a viewer here, Big Yeti, talking about PC gaming is where it's at. Well,
doesn't he play
Big
on
Yeti?
Xbox?
You might be right. Yeah, he's on Xbox. He's on PC too, though.
I didn't know he was a PC gamer. Has he got Steam?
Yeah, man. I don't know if he's got Steam or not, but he's a big WoW player, and he's been a Division dude. But yeah, I'd agree with you on that. I actually plan on buying some games for PC right now. Yeah. To be quite honest with you, the first one I'm going to get is going to be No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I'll probably pick that up on the PS4 simply because I'm working on my PC. I mean, I literally just got the case in for it, so that's one thing I'm working on. All right, so I guess you see the Xbox One is on the screen now. The S, the Gears of War edition Xbox One.
To be more specific.
To be
2 terabyte.
Yeah, 2 terabyte.
Gears of War edition.
Of War. Doesn't that thing look slick, sexy?
Damn sure does.
I'm telling you. And it's rumored to be available for pre-order August the 1st, I believe is what it said. Yep, starting August the 1st in the US. And early access to the game October 7th. So I'm guessing that the console will probably be released on the day the game comes out.
Right.
So
probably so.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm figuring on. I lost the page for the Red Dead Redemption. But anyways,
it was like 2 seconds. I seen it.
All it said was that they had been pulled. Now this is all a rumor, so it's not true. Don't hold any of us against it. But it said that it had been pulled because if you remember, E3 was the same week as that horrific Orlando nightclub shooting. And it was rumored that the trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2 was a shooting, and that it was too horrific, I guess you could say, and that they pulled it. And that's why there was 2 versions of Days Gone on the PlayStation conference.
I mean, it just makes sense, right? That sounds like something that should be. But then you can also look at it that, and I was just thinking about this. I'm probably dead wrong. It probably really was going to be at their press conference. But the only thing I don't know about is the fact that, they're not really partnered with Sony. So it's kind of like, did Sony do this to try to get hype on the PlayStation since there's this big hype train on Scorpio right now? And
but
all the momentum is forced or shift over to Xbox because there are a lot of people that are on a PlayStation bandwagon and they don't want PlayStation to be on the top anymore. So it seems like that they will talk about anything they can to talk about to get it up.
That's true.
And that would suck if that was really the case and it wasn't. That, but that's just a speculation that I have. It not necessarily saying that's true. It probably is exactly what they said it was, and they were going to do it, but because of the shooting, they kind of pulled out. But
now, if I remember correctly, didn't GTA 5 get announced at PlayStation's press conference too?
I think they showed trailers, but it wasn't an announcement.
But the backwards compatibility was though, right? I mean, the remastered edition was, right?
Yeah. That was, yeah. Okay. Yeah. But as far as like a full-fledged, I'm pretty sure that Red Dead would be, they're wanting to get everybody up on all the consoles. And then think about this, Brandon. Red Dead Redemption's already in the works for being pushed as a backwards compatible game, and it goes to Sony's console.
Yeah, isn't that
that's kind of
weird?
like another? That's kind of like another flag, isn't it?
Yeah, I kind of thought that was weird. Yeah, hey, I just got a message, Mr. Appleberry. If you're out there, I will find you. All right. I got some notes here that we're going by, but I want to jump off of the topic a little bit with the fact that. I forgot where I was going.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Aubrey has jumped in this stream and completely sabotaged everything.
That's what Aubrey does,
I
man.
mean,
that's what he does.
He's there for. I'll get him back on NHL, though. I will. I'll get him back. He knows. He knows. Boston Bruins.
Well, while we're looking for a topic, you want to talk about No Man's Sky?
I don't know a lot about No Man's Sky, but we'll go ahead, yeah.
No, I haven't read a lot about it. I know there's a lot of hype for the game itself, and I personally know a lot of people that's pre-ordered it. I haven't. I did hear it was pushed back. Um, and a lot of people flipping out over the fact that this game is supposed to be massive, but we had an update not too long ago saying it was like only 6 gigs.
Yeah. Jonathan, you was talking about that the other day, wasn't you?
Yeah. How everybody was like, I was reading all kinds of websites and media outlets saying that they're wondering how the game is on. It's one of the biggest games ever created, and it's only 6 gigabytes, and all the 6 gigabytes is completely audio. Which me and Scott were talking about it earlier. That it's an online game, so it's going to be all on the servers and everything. It's how the game's going to work.
Yeah. Man, I bet you got to have God mode internet for that.
Nah, probably not. Probably not. It's probably not as bad as you think.
How many people do you think is going to be in a server?
I think it's only one player. I don't think it's
so you
I don't think it's multiplayer.
Just travel planet to planet. And
yeah, I think so. Right, Scott? It's not a multiplayer, is it? Not that I've heard. I haven't seen anything confirming it was multiplayer.
Not that I'm aware of. The general basis I've got out of it is mainly just you're going to be doing like a lot of exploring. Like there will be some action in it and whatnot, but for the most part, from what I read, it seems like it's mainly going to be derived for your character.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't. It's coming out soon, isn't it?
I think next month. I mean, I could be wrong on that. But
I think they actually pushed it back to October or something though, I think.
Oh, really?
If I'm not mistaken, why don't you look it up and see real quick? I'm not sure 100%, but
While you're looking up that, Jonathan, you've been playing Overwatch a lot.
right. Oh yeah, so you want to get into
The changes in Overwatch.
the changes in Overwatch. Well, first of all, we're getting a new character, which is exciting. She looks like she's going to be hard to use, so not everybody's going to be using her. I think her original name was Umbra, but everybody's saying Anna now. And she's a support sniper, which looks pretty interesting.
That does healing.
Healing, right. You have to shoot your teammates to heal them, and you can still snipe your enemies. She gets a sleeping dart, and I don't remember what her other ability is. And her ult is crazy because her ult makes it where she makes one person of the team deal like quadruple damage or something crazy. It's ridiculous how much damage they do. They show a Reinhardt just going in, just hitting people with the hammer, and they're just going all over the place. But then also, they're changing 3 of the characters. Diva's getting a buff, Zenyatta's getting a buff, and Mercy's getting a buff. But yeah, they're all...
One more thing to piss me off.
Yeah,
That's
seriously.
what it's gonna be.
A Zenyatta that can shoot his orbs of discord 50% faster now. Oh no, 130% faster now.
Yeah, but
is
it
what they
still
were.
disappears after 3 seconds after you lose sight, right?
Right. Unless they change it, and they might, because they were complaining that he doesn't have a place now.
Oh yeah.
They said his health is going up.
Whenever he's in the Zen mode or whatever it is.
Oh, when he's ever in the Zen mode, he's going to have 200% movement speed. His movement speed is going to be doubled. Right, so that's going to be insane.
I can understand that. That makes sense.
Yeah. And the coolest thing for me is Diva. She's no longer going to take damage when using her ult out of the mech.
That's already started, right?
No, it hasn't yet.
It
You
hasn't?
still get blown the hell up.
Okay.
If you get out of that mech and you're standing beside it, you're going to get destroyed.
Well, I usually run Reaper, so every time I see
Just
that bitch
teleport
come in,
out.
I just teleport out. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Or Wraith out,
Yeah,
rather.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't personally use Diva. I always seem to blow myself up.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Got a
But
controller to prove it.
And defense matrix, they're changing. They're changing it more like, from what I've read, it's going to handle more like what Reinhardt's shield handles a little bit. You're going to hold the trigger down and it'll stay up. And once it depletes, it's going to take 10 seconds to come back. But other than that, it's going to be like a 1 second delay unless you run out of the charge or whatever. Which I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Her defense matrix is like the little shield that she puts up when she's charging.
Yeah. I've played with her a few times. Still don't really care for her. but I haven't played.
Nah, she's not for everybody.
Yeah, just like
Her
Tracer.
guns to me. Oh, Tracer. Let's stop talking about her for some bad words are said. She to me is the most annoying character in Overwatch. You know, I used to dislike Zarya, Lucio, but now I actually like both those characters, and I still hate Tracer. I can't stand Tracer. I think she needs a nerf. They need to make it where she only gets 2 of her zips instead of 3, because she just zips all over the place and it's annoying as shit. Next topic.
All right. Let's see here. We got the Ghostbusters movie and movies in general. I know we've been talking about games a lot, but there's a lot happening in the movie world right now.
Right.
And
I'm
one
not
thing
following any of it.
And one thing has been the Ghostbusters remake with all women.
Right.
You know, I haven't seen the movie. I don't know much about the movie, but I've been hearing that it's been getting trashed in reviews.
Right.
Yeah, I personally think it's not so much like the fact that it was all females that was cast is like the main gripe of most people. It's the fact that it was a reboot. I think if the movie was a continuation and in some shape or form it would have been a lot better received, I guess, than just flat out saying like Dan Aykroyd and them's characters never happened. And you know, I've seen like a lot of people like, well, you know, it gives young girls heroes to look up to, and I don't really think that's the case either, because I really don't think this is going to be the type of movie with the humor and stuff that you're going to be taking young children to see.
Right.
So I'm not hopping on that bandwagon. It just seems like it's kind of a rehash as well. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie yet, but it looks like they're using the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man again. They've made him look a little evil looking compared to the last one.
Yeah.
But it's still the same, you know. It's still the same villain and whatnot, from what I can tell. And that's the only thing I'm not really caring about. Is I think the movie would have been, like I said, a lot better received if it was a continuation compared to a reboot.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I have no taste in movies anyways, because I loved the Batman versus Superman movie, and everybody else hated it.
Yeah, but then again, most people love the Ultimate Edition. The Ultimate Edition is a lot better than the normal one, so and that's what should have been played in the theater. But
yeah, you know, we don't get to make them kind of decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but any other movie news?
Oh, I think Suicide Squad. It's about to hit. You know, I think that's going to be a really big deal, and I think Jared Leto's Joker is going to hit it big time. And that's just my personal opinion. So I think he's going to do really well. He
better do well, because there's going to be a million damn knives thrown at him if he don't.
Right.
I mean, he's going to get crucified if he don't.
Now, that Harvey Quinn looks like she's going to do a really good job too.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the movie in general is going to be awesome, and I mean, I'm personally really, really looking forward to it. And I think Jared Leto, a lot of people were kind of hard on him at first after the Heath Ledger performance, but I think he's going to knock it out the park.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and go on record right now while we're live on the air and say that I am a Batfleck fan. By far, Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman of all time. All time.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to his part in Suicide Squad as well.
They said that he's been cast as the scariest Batman to come down through any of the movies that you'll see.
I can see that. Like, in the movie, I think one of my favorite scenes is when you've got the cop that's going upstairs and Batman sitting.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen the movie yet, fuck off. you should have seen it by now. But yeah, it's a great scene. He's sitting on the top part of the roof which is on the inside of the building, and the cop's just like, holy fuck, when he meets eyes with him, and he just moves like this demonic looking creature.
Yep. I know exactly. And he takes the pop shot at him. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
It was such a
over the top.
You ain't seen that movie? I still haven't seen it.
Nope. I'm not even listening to you guys right now because I don't want to reveal what's going on.
I can't believe you ain't seen that movie yet.
Dude, I'm so behind on my movies right now, man.
YouTube is life right now, huh?
YouTube is life right now. When you have a full-time 40-hour job, YouTube is life. It's hard to do anything else.
All right, next topic is crossplay between Windows 10 and Xbox One. How major this is going to be. It's pretty exciting. Finally, we could bridge the gap between PC and Xbox.
Yep. That's pretty intense stuff, man.
The first game is supposed to be Gears, or is it Recore?
I'm not sure. I think Recore comes out first, actually. I think it. As far as like the thing where you can buy and get it on both platforms, that's actually already started with Quantum Break, I believe.
Really? Well,
I think so. I think if you get Quantum Break, you can actually get it on the PC.
Okay, I can see that. I know.
But yeah,
I didn't know this. As a matter of fact, I have to get a shout out to one of my friends. His name's Outlaw. He did tell me that Windows 10 is capped for a certain amount of stuff that you could do, like no modding or anything like that. So any game you buy on Windows 10, you won't have mods for, or be able to do mods on PC with.
Really?
And I didn't know that.
Because if anything, it seems like it'd be the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, you really think, if they're going to allow you to do all this, that you can't do mods, but I'm guessing the only mods they're going to let you do is certified mods. Like with Ark.
Makes sense.
Not Ark, but Fallout. How they have certified mods and stuff on there.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's going to be pretty big. And I'm unsure if it's confirmed yet, if you're going to be able to play PC to Xbox. Like, let's say you're on the PC and I'm on the Xbox, and we want to co-op some Gears of War together. Is that confirmed yet?
I'm almost certain that will be one of the first ones to happen. I will put money on that. That'd be one of the first ones to happen. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
I would agree with that. I know Rocket League is going to be one of the other ones. If they've not already started, I haven't really played any Rocket League, but I'm not sure.
I think Rocket League is cross-play with PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
So has PlayStation and Xbox crossplay already started?
With that, I think that has something to do with Rocket League's own dedicated servers.
Okay.
I think.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
I haven't touched Rocket League in like a couple months, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good
I'm out of that loop. Oh, it's a great game. Yeah, and you know what? I forgot about that. We didn't even include that game.
It didn't come out this year, did it?
Yeah, it did. Well, that's true. It came out for us this year, but it didn't come out
it came out on PC.
It came out last year. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Going into that, now we have our Game of the Year watch. What's already come out this year up to this point in time that me and Jonathan can think of. So.
Right. And Scott.
Yeah, and Scott. So
man, straight up looking me out.
My bad. You wasn't there whenever we was making the list.
Yeah. No, I'm just messing.
But I know a lot of these games that I'm getting ready to list are going to be cross-play not cross-play, but they're going to come out for
multi-platform.
Multi-platform.
Yep.
So I'm just going to go down the list here and name out some games, and then we could go back and discuss
and talk about them.
Yeah.
Right.
So the first thing we got wrote down is The Division.
Right. It's a good game. So yeah, that makes sense. It's up there.
All right, and then Overwatch, and then there's Dirt Rally, which is a racing game. Far Cry Primal. I did a review on that. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the F-bomb here. Fuck that shit.
I still haven't played it, so I can't say for sure yet.
That is the biggest ream in the ass that somebody could get for a video game. It's like, if you're not disgusted by that game, there's something wrong with you. Because, I mean, that is literally a game developer taking advantage of the buyers.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Basically, they have the
game developers. Yeah. That's all they know is that's what they do. They take
reskin it. That's all they did. It's just reskin it.
That's Ubisoft for you.
Yeah. So,
that's what they do.
All right. So
Game
next,
for cavemen by cavemen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. That should have been their slogan. All right. So next we have Just Cause 3, Mirror's Edge, and your favorite's probably Inside.
Inside, great game. Great game.
Would kind of
love it.
That would really be considered a indie game, right? Or is it?
Yeah, but there's some occasions where you can a game that'll come out and is so motivating or set aside from all the others.
That game touched you in the feels, didn't it?
It did a couple times.
That's what a game's
a couple times. Exactly.
All right, and then next we got Doom. And
Doom,
then we have Unravel, Battleborn, Quantum Break.
Battleborn. Quantum Break was a great game.
All right, and then for the PS4 we have Uncharted 4 and Ratchet & Clank. All right.
Right. We had to make sure that was this year, right? That was this year, right, Scott?
Yeah. Ratchet & Clank was this year.
Okay. Well, what else was there for PlayStation, Scott? What else did we have for PlayStation?
Really, about the only one I can think of off the top of my head is
that's really the only
Street Fighter 5. I think was this year.
Street Fighter 5. Okay, there we go.
I knew we
were forgetting a big one. Yeah.
Street Fighter. Star Ocean just came out.
New Star Ocean?
Yep. New Star Ocean just came out.
I want to get a PlayStation now.
I don't even know.
I used to love some Star Ocean.
Yeah, I haven't played that much of it yet. I've only got to sit down and maybe play like 30 minutes of it. But I mean, I really do enjoy what I've played. Paragon that came out.
Yes, that's right, Paragon. And that game's making big waves, dude.
Yeah, it's fun.
Isn't that the PC one too?
Yeah, it's on PC too, but it's on the PlayStation.
Okay.
Which that's going to be one game I'll pick up pretty soon, more than likely, on Steam.
I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan.
Oh yeah, that was this year.
That come out this year.
That was a multi-plat.
That's about all I can think of off the top of my head right now.
All right, and that's just going to be the games that we're going to talk about that are already out, right? I mean, we'll touch upon these and then
up to this point, yeah.
Up to this point, correct.
Oh, and before we forget, Uncharted 4. I did forget about that one.
Uncharted 4. Yeah, Brandon, that was the first one Brandon said, though. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, so is either one of you guys played that game?
Yes,
I'm kind of upset that't. You have. You beat it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
a you said it's pretty good.
It's a gorgeous cinematic shooter. I mean, it's made by Naughty Dog. They knocked it out
What
the
can you
park
say,
again.
right?
Yeah.
They do a great job.
They knock it out the park. Every time they put their hands on something, it turns to gold.
Right.
I mean, it's gonna be a hard to beat game for Game of the Year. I mean,
yeah,
it really
I can
is.
agree with that. Right.
I wish I would have got some gameplay footage for it, but whenever I started playing it, man, I got so lost in it.
Well, that's something you want to get is lost in a game, man. That's the best feeling to have when you don't worry about anything. You don't worry about is this game over yet? Oh, yeah. And now we were talking about Doom. That was my problem with Doom. Doom was a great game until they asked you to do the same damn run the 50th time in a row. You literally running laps, killing enemies. And it just got so repetitive to a point. Once you've done it so many times, you're like, it's lost its hype because you've done it all over again. And it's just kind of it fell flat. Like if the game would have been about 3 or 4 hours less And that's sad to say, right? When you say if a game would have been shorter, it was better. It would have been better.
Yeah.
But that's how Doom was, in my opinion. Like they were killing it, and then all of a sudden it's like, I just did that.
Man, I played.
Or you come up to an enemy and it's like, shoot him, stop, shoot him, stop, and no. So I'd say Doom's out for me.
I played the demo of that game and couldn't even make it through the whole demo before I was like,
it's a hell ride, dude.
The controls was just so horrible. Like I don't
really
know.
The controls, the controls are pretty good.
Dude, you're backwards.
I'm gonna disagree with you on that one.
You play inverted, so your disagreement don't even count.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I guess some of us are a cut above the rest, right?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
So right now, taking a poll between us three, we've played most of these games that we just announced. What's the worst game on the list?
Actually, I would
worst
say
game. That's.
You want me to answer mine first?
You said Far Cry.
Far Cry Primal.
Right. I haven't played Far Cry, so I'm lost, man. I haven't really played enough games to name a bad game. All the games I've been playing have been a little bit above average or better.
But right now, with the games that you've played, you would probably say Doom would be at the bottom of your pick list for a game
of my pick list. Yes, I would say Doom would probably be the there was a couple moments where you're like, oh my god, that was awesome, but
like whenever you
like I said, if I compare it to Inside, exactly. When I compare it to Inside, it's just it's a 4-hour game, right?
Yeah.
So you run through it, but I can remember almost the whole thing of Inside. Like I can remember it from beginning to end, whereas Doom, like I remember like a couple cool moments, and it's still like that's no.
Yeah. Scott, what you think? Sorry.
For me,
no,
two games we did forget, which would be Dark Souls 3 and Star Fox.
Oh god, yeah.
I didn't even think about Nintendo. Like
Dark Souls,
Nintendo's been so far on the bottom of my Game of the Year list. I didn't even think about that.
And that is kind of one of the ones I would like to touch on. Is Star Fox Zero would probably be the worst one for me. It was a really cool game as far as story and all that, and it was great and nostalgic to play Star Fox again, but the controls were so horrible that it literally, to me, I had more fun and played better on Star Fox 64 than I did Star Fox Zero, if that says anything about the controls.
Yeah.
So.
I'm telling you, dude, I don't think Nintendo's had a good controller since the GameCube.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, it's not Nintendo's strong suit. Their controllers are their handhelds.
Yeah.
If it's not a handheld, they don't need to have one.
Sometimes they just try to be too innovative, and it just didn't work, and that's why I'm hoping with the NX everything goes to normal, like just normal controller and whatnot. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because that one of the things they were talking about why they weren't showing off the NX was some of the innovations they're bringing to the table. So that right there is another flag for me that Nintendo's talking about innovations. These are the guys that brought out the Wii that sold 100 million units to the non-gamers. I mean, it was how many people thought they were gamers because they had a Wii.
Yeah.
And then they bring out the Wii U for the gamers, and they sell like three units, right?
They couldn't even hold on to the damn Wiimotes without throwing them through their TV.
Right. But yeah, so let's get into the games that we haven't seen yet. And there's still a lot of great games that are coming this year that chances are some of the ones that are coming are probably going to get Game of the Year, right?
I'm going to go ahead and throw out Gears of War 4.
Gears of War 4, excellent, man.
I mean,
yes.
That's going to be my go-to. I mean, I'm a huge Gears fan. It's hard for me not to be biased on Gears. I mean,
who isn't there, really? Once you played it, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, once you've actually taken a chainsaw gun and sawed somebody in two,
a Lancer.
I mean, there's just no going back from that.
I'd agree with that.
So what else is coming out this year?
So we got Titanfall coming out.
Yeah, Titanfall.
That's pretty close. When is the new Zelda coming out? Is that coming out this year or is that next year?
That's going to be on the NX, I think. Ain't that right,
Right?
Scott?
Is it?
Yeah, it's going to be on the.
Well, okay, so that's not till next year.
Exactly, because it'll probably be like Twilight Princess towards the end of the GameCube and the Wii coming. So it'll probably fall on both, but it'll literally probably be one of the flagship titles for the NX.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like having a major brain fart right here. I can't honestly remember what else is coming out this year. I know for me, it's not necessarily going to get Game of the Year. DLC of the year maybe is the new Rise of Iron for Destiny. That's just I'm a Destiny fanboy, so anything Destiny that's going to be my go-to.
Well, we are getting the new Call of Duty and the new Battlefield.
Call of Duty and Battlefield 1.
Yep, Battlefield 1.
There it is.
Yep, that's going to be.
There it is. Yep, that's going to be something else right there.
That's only if EA doesn't royally screw this up again.
Yeah,
I mean, it all rides on EA screwing this up.
Right.
But so far, what they've put out looks pretty mint. I mean, so far.
Yeah, it looks good, man. It does. It's yeah. I want to play that game, and I've never been a big Battlefield person, right?
Yeah.
But I want to dive into that game. It looks promising.
So on the topic of first-person shooters, Scott just mentioned Call of Duty. How about the Call of Duty screwing that they're giving out with this new game, and not giving you Modern Warfare, but making you buy the special edition for $100 to be able to get the Modern Warfare remastered.
I did not know that. I did not know that. That's stupid.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean,
they should
so
just
many
give it
people want this Modern Warfare remaster edition, but to get it, you have to buy another $60 game on top of it. It's
like the only thing I can see for them doing that is they're not that confident that their new Call of Duty is going to sell, and they know so many of their fan base wants the remastered version, so they're going to force them to buy the other game to get that one. And that's the only logic I can see behind that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Recore. We didn't mention Recore at all. But the thing I've heard about Recore is it's an 8-hour game, right? For me, that already ruins it.
Yeah.
Like, the thing that kills it is it's made by the guys that made Metroid.
Is
so
it?
I already don't
didn't
get
know
that. Yeah. Metroid Prime to be exact. So it's made by that guy, and I can't remember. I think maybe Mega Man. But so it's an 8-hour game.
That's crazy.
And this dude made. Yeah, I couldn't fathom that. I was like, so that for me that already loses it, because the game is going to be about going back to areas you've unlocked and all this and that, and 8 hours.
Yeah,
that's going to be nothing. That's like
it probably took me 8 hours to beat
a 4-hour game if you rush it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
No Man's Sky. We didn't touch on that one. Is it possible we could get Game of the Year? It's been coming out for 2 years now.
Yeah.
So, it could. Oh, another big one for PlayStation. 2017 is The Last Guardian.
Yeah, I probably won't play that.
Really? To me, that was the.
What was that movie that come out with the big white dog dragon?
You talking about Never Ending Story?
Yeah, that's what that game
Never Ending Story.
The big white dog dragon.
What the fuck was that dog?
I don't even talking white dog. What the fuck, man?
I'm gonna look that shit up right now.
It's so
y'all are killing me, man. All right, so
all right, so this game doesn't come out this year, but this is one of the games that I'm super excited for, and that's For Honor. For Honor,
yeah.
It doesn't come out till first quarter of next year, but that game reminds me so much of Bushido Blade. And I've been wanting a Bushido Blade to come back out for years now, where they had the stick action to cut people, where you lose limbs and everything. I mean,
Yeah.
That game.
It looks
really
pretty. It
excited
looks
for
pretty
me.
sick. I'm not even gonna lie. They showed that off last year. It was one of the biggest games at the show.
But before we get too far onto another subject, it's Falcor, the Luck Dragon.
Falcor.
Right.
Well, that's a gamer tag if I ever heard one.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the games that we've almost overlooked that's coming out this year, and I have all kinds of high hopes for, is Final Fantasy 15.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think, man? I am so excited for Final Fantasy to be coming back as a strong game and not Final Fantasy remakes of Final Fantasy 12 and 13 or whatever the hell else they were that were terrible. Lightning returns for the 50th time. Yeah.
Yeah, I already got my pre-order paid off. I can't wait for it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I'm super stoked for that game. And the gameplay, man, have you played it yet, Brandon? There's a demo up on Xbox right now.
I don't play
Final
Fantasy.
Dude, you should. It's a lot more action paced now.
What'd you say a while ago? Some of us are just a cut above.
I guess, man. I guess I'll take it on that one.
Yeah.
I'll take it on that one.
But one game we did forget is the Pirates game that's coming out for the Xbox.
Sea of Thieves. Oh my
Yes.
God, yes. That
Oh,
game is going to be
man.
amazing.
Can you imagine getting in a party, going out to sea, and sinking somebody's ship?
Just
Oh,
destroying them. Or, you know what's going to be worse? Is you get out there, you're so badass. Say we get the game like a couple days after everybody else, right?
Yeah.
We get out to the ocean, we're getting ready to wreck these people. Guess what?
You get
Before we even get
steamrolled by
anywhere,
the
our
Black
damn
Pearl.
exactly, our ship is sinking like the Titanic.
Yeah.
Down we go.
Yeah, I can't wait to play. And I believe that game comes out this year.
Yeah, it does. It comes out this year. I'm pretty sure.
That might be one of them sleeper game of the years.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah,
I mean,
could be,
It very
could
well
be.
could be.
Which I can see it having a huge fan base, especially with things like Pirates of the Caribbean being so popular and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can see that.
All right, one thing we didn't have on our notes that I want to touch on is VR and where VR is heading. I mean, VR is a multi-million-dollar market right now. There's people jumping in, buying out, buying this, buying that. You already see that PlayStation's jumped on the VR bandwagon with the Neo. And now, from rumors, I hear that the Scorpio is going to be Oculus ready.
Right,
out
right,
the
and
box.
that's why they're doing all these new consoles. Is
Yeah.
because consoles right now aren't powerful enough to
Yep.
give the developers the tools they want to use to create these experiences. Right, they have to have their standards up a little bit.
Yep.
So it's going to be. I honestly was saying I don't really want to get into it, but as it's progressing, I really think that these things are going to be new experiences, right? For us gamers that have been doing this as long as we have, we're just kind of getting not tired of the games, but they're just not offering the same experiences that we've come to know as gamers. Remember the last time you played a game and you're like, oh my God, that was amazing, right? It doesn't happen as often as it does. So now if we get like these new VRs and we got this new,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, it's exciting. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, man.
Yeah, I remember my first VR experience. It was on that damn little red Virtual Boy.
Hell yeah.
I think.
Oh Lord.
Now we're talking about how old we are.
Uh-oh.
What?
Man down. Oh, there we go. I caught some lag.
Oh. Well,
We're
I
good.
mean, we're getting to an hour now, so we probably need to start turning this down.
Wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Wrapping it up.
So, I mean, any kind of closing thoughts y'all have?
I know that one thing we didn't touch up on, though, is we didn't say what our actual thoughts for the game of the year was.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's safe to say we all agree on the same game, right?
As far as right now,
Right now.
right now, as of right now, I'm going with Overwatch with a close Uncharted 4.
Right. I'm going Overwatch with a close inside.
Overwatch.
Scott?
Hands down.
Overwatch. Okay, so right now it's unanimous for us. It's Overwatch.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, all right, fellas. It's been fun.
Well, that's fun, man.
Yeah.
We'll do this again next week.
Yeah, hey, I'm game. I'm game.
Same here.
Yeah. We'll hopefully we'll we'll have everything worked out. I think it went pretty well for our first podcast.
For our first podcast, I'd agree. It was pretty smooth.
We only had a
pretty
few
smooth.
hiccups. So
about 5 F-bombs, you know. I have to change up my mature audiences for this video.
Your PG's going through the window.
PG is out, man. PG is out.
If you see the superscott name in there, just don't expect PG.
Right.
All right, y'all.
All right.
It's been fun.
Well, that's it, guys.
All right, y'all guys take it easy.
Till next time.
Have a good one. We'll catch you in the next video.
Yeah,
Next video. Remember to like, subscribe, share, all that other good jazz, right?
Yep, that's right.
That's what we need, people.
Yep.
We're not as famous as some of your other big fellow YouTubers, so any support.
So name them off. We got universalox. We've got Bubbinator 0610 and superscott. That's all of our YouTube channels.
Check us out, people. Check us out. And now we're out.
Later, dudes.
Later.